Episode 5 of the CEAT Timeout is where we start thinking, dreaming semi-finals, and you could sense we're getting there. You could sense more at stake in games. Closer games is what we've seen in the week. So we got so much to discuss with this man who decided to go to Australia after the way they started, celebrated his birthday and whatnot, and now that they've managed a thriller against New Zealand, they look like the team that he was part of. He's come back.
Well, Australia's back. I'm not sure whether I am. I'm a bit bleary-eyed at this stage.
But Matthew Hayden, welcome back. And what a World Cup we're having. It's heating up, isn't it, Haydos, with the top four and the games we saw in this past week. 771 runs between Australia and New Zealand. They still can't get the better of Australia, can they?
No, it's a tough call, isn't it, for NZ? Unlucky, boys. Better luck next World Cup.
And some of the games we saw,
they're not finished yet, though, New Zealand. Don't worry about that. They've got big matches coming up. But it was a big game for Australia. Any time that these top four now, and you can probably add maybe a couple of other teams there as well, but then inside that top four, anytime they play against each other, it's massive in this World Cup. Yeah,
I mean, we saw New Zealand, we saw South Africa and Pakistan play out a close game. South Africa looked good. India outclassing England. Surely they're the team to beat, aren't they? What a week we've had.
England, you mean?
Yeah.
What happened? It's like the bye of the World Cup, England, at the moment, seriously. And there's been some cat amongst the pigeons as well, you know, for qualification of the Champions Trophy. That's an interesting debate that's going to happen, you know, in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and we're going to discuss some of those top performances. Let's first look at the CEAT batter charts, which has been designed specifically to look at the top batters of this World Cup. And what we see is that Quinton de Kock continues to dominate. David Warner's there. Rachin Ravindra. What a story that's turning out to be. Rohit Sharma squeezes in 2. And as we look at that batter chart, Haydos, standout performances and standout batting performance for you?
Well, I've got a new player. Australia's got a new player as well, making debut. Travis Head.
Oh, what a start.
Very, very good 100. And we said this right at the top of these shows. If Australia get Head back, it makes a completely different proposition for oppositions to play against. Superb 100. Great compliment to Davey Warner. And he's in business. Yeah. And so too are Australia.
And it's a World Cup debut as well. So what a start to his World Cup career. He's repaid the faith the selectors showed in him. Let's have a look at the CEAT bowler chart, shall we? And Shaheen Shah Afridi, we're now seeing the best of him. Good game against Bangladesh. Will it be too late? We'll find out. But Adam Zampa and Mitchell Santner have been regulars here. These are rankings designed just for the World Cup to tell you how they're doing. Mohammad Shami, though, 2 games. And Mohammad Shami breaks in over there.
What dividends? I mean, if you're a punter, you'd get on him, wouldn't you, for the most wickets in the World Cup, because of his 102 balls, he's taken 9 wickets. He's in business. And, you know, we said when Hardik Pandya was removed, unfortunately, with injury, who's going to take his place? Well, Mohammad Shami has done exactly that. He's been superb. He's 4 for 22 to back up Bumrah as well for his 3 wickets. That just means that Team India has got that really solid top 3 bowlers now and looking the business. They're just looking actually just...
The best team?
Just undeniably the best team.
Yeah, it's going to take some stopping for this Indian team,
well,
but
how?
You never know.
Who's going to stop them?
You never know. All you're hoping for is that they don't have one bad day on a semi-final. I think the only team that can beat India is India right now.
Yeah, that's the talk of the taxi world, isn't it?
Different
Are India going to have a bad day?
Different Australia now, though, than what they played early on. That'll be interesting. But we'll come to the fixtures coming up in a little while from now. Before that, let me ask Haydos for his Sport Drive performance of the week. Tough week with so many top quality performances. Have you got one?
Yeah, I've got one. I've got Rohit Sharma, a bit of an outlier. His 87 was superb, but also just the way that he captained. I mean, we take the mickey out of England at the moment because they've just been so bad in this tournament.
You do.
No. Actually, I think the world is, and I think England, if you look at the way that their sense of humour is as well, they're absolutely reaming England back home. But, you know, tactically, also the captain, Rohit Sharma, you know, managing his troops, the way that he's let Shami come back into the team, filling the gaps. His batting is superb. He's on our charts already. But don't be surprised if he doesn't come home with a wet sail as well in terms of batting. So he's always there and abouts. I just love the way that he's leading the team. Yeah. I mean, pretty much from the get-go, he's had that air of confidence of captains that have formerly won this tournament. And he's showing that now, revealing his teeth with the bat, but he's also, as the captain, the #1 captain in this tournament.
That's high praise, and it makes me think now that we're at about round 7 or so of the league stage. if we start thinking player of the tournament, the kind of tournament he's had with bat, as captain, some of the names we've just mentioned on those charts too.
Yeah.
Have you started thinking about that yet? Shall we start thinking about who's front runner there?
I mean, we should start thinking about it. I mean, at the moment we're match 32 of the 45 in the regular season. Then we've got the big games. We can't define it because what defines these tournaments are the semi-finals and finals. Yep. You know, when you think of former greats that have really stood up in World Cups, I'm thinking of someone like Adam Gilchrist, for example, in 2007, had a very average lead up into the finals, but then comes out in the finals and smashes Sri Lanka
MS
all over.
Dhoni in the final in 11.
MS Dhoni
the same
in 11,
story.
same story. Rohit Sharma wasn't there in 2011.
Yes.
You know, could it be his time? And this is what I'm saying, someone like him that's an all-round player, obviously doesn't bowl, but captains and bats and can lead from the front and has got a desire now to lead Team India into a World Cup. And, you know, someone like him, you know, could well be that. And we've got some great new names.
Rachin Ravindra's there.
Ravindra is magnificent.
De Kock's hit 100
De
after
Kock should
100.
be there. I mean, he's going to score. He's, you know, such an awesome player. Markram's had a fantastic season. So these are, you know, really exciting names.
Yeah, we're going to come back to this. We are going to, because you sense at least 2 or 3 of those are going to be serious contenders for that player of the tournament at the end of the World Cup. Right, let's look ahead to the next week. And we mentioned some Indian names, some South African names. That's the big fixture, Haydos. India versus South Africa. I thought initially England, Australia is a big fixture, but that now should be a one-sided affair, you'd think.
Yeah, but are they going to turn up? You know, in the blood diamond of this event, England play Australia. It's like India and Pakistan. It's that old clash and rivalry. Are they going to turn up? They should. They've got a great team. You know, there's not one real area of England's that you consider them to be, you know, weak. They just have not performed. Australia, on the other hand, got great momentum. Any time in this World Cup now where between 1 and 4 they're playing off against each other, it's exciting. So they've got that huge tournament, India and South Africa, number 1 and number 2 team. Basically, the 2 sides that everyone wants to beat should be there in the finals, obviously, but then they clash, and that's going to be a magnificent tournament as well.
Because let me just ask you, the next time we meet, India and South Africa, will India remain unbeaten?
I think so. I think India are the side to be beaten. I just can't find a chink in their armour. We've been saying this now for some time, but where's the weakness? I mean, with South Africa, you could probably say the same. You know, is it Sumpsy who's come in and with his 2 games taken 6 wickets, and that's a little hole, you know, that South Africa had to fill. We're worried about their bowling. Their top 6 batter, pretty much every one of them have got a strike rate of over 100. You know, they are killing it. South African batting is killing it. So they'll be a real match for Team India in terms of that power off against each other. Slightly better batting unit, you'd have to say, South Africa, or in-form batting unit against a very world-class bowling unit in India. So brilliant contest.
All right, brilliant. Thanks so much to Matthew Hayden. He's going to be back with us very soon, and we hope to have your company as this World Cup really heats up on CEAT Timeout.